Well, the transfer window is open, we're still in a promotion spot and we have money to spend. Things are looking good in the world of Southend United Football Club. And while we're in a mood for celebration, everybody welcome Sean Brennan along to the Lollujo party bus. He's got involved in the Patreon and is supporting the channel, and it's massively appreciated. If you'd like to get involved in the Patreon too, details of how to do that are down in the description below. The more the merrier. We have so much fun over there. Hello and welcome to Season 4, Part 5 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we're away against Cheltenham and at home against Stevenage in League 2. The transfer window is open, it's January. Look, we're still just clinging on by the skin of our teeth to an automatic promotion spot. In actual fact, we're not clinging on at all. We've charged back because it had all been a little bit iffy in the last episode, but since then, since the disappointment of getting knocked out of the FA Cup by Wimbledon, we have well and truly been on the charge. We're 5 games unbeaten, 4 straight wins, and then a disappointing-ish draw against Fleetwood to round that off. But that aside, it has been a rather splendid run of form. Which will do nicely, won't it? Look, we've got goals plenty. Schiavi's back. Reichel Pike is back. Obi has started scoring goals. Benteke's scoring goals. It's all good stuff. And hopefully we can keep that run of form going in today's video. Transfer-wise, I want you to let me know down in the comments what we need to be doing, because we have got a little bit of money to spend. There's a tiny little transfer budget of £33,000, but in League 2 that might be enough for a player, and there's certainly money in the wage budget, so we could, if need be, shift some money around from that into the transfer budget, or if we can find someone on a decent free transfer, or maybe even a loan. Oh no, we don't want loans. Forget loans. But if we can get someone on a decent free transfer, we might be able to add to the squad as well. We haven't managed to renew any of the long-term loans yet. For some reason, it isn't letting me do it. So if we use Aidan O'Neill as an example, we know his loan ends this month, but Southend cannot loan players when the loan will finish outside the selling team's transfer window. Well, it won't. It'll end in the summer, which is in the transfer window. I don't understand. We might be about to lose O'Neill, which, I mean, he's the biggest problem of all of them. Obi is the other one, Blanchfield is the other. We can live without Obi and Blanchfield. We will struggle without Aidan O'Neill. So if we can't get him, and I guess we might even have to get to the point where we wait for his loan to expire, which is, when does his loan expire? His loan expires right at the end of January. We might have to wait for him to go back and see if we can bring him in again before making any decisions about what we're going to do. We need to have a replacement identified and possibly just kind of sit and wait for the transfer window and see what's going to happen with him, which is not the ideal way to spend a transfer window at all, although it will stop me going crazy and wasting too much money. So watch this space. We need him. He's very important. This is the team that we're going to be playing for the first of today's 2 games away against Cheltenham. It's a very familiar lineup now. When the players are fit, this is the combination that we play in, and it's working well, certainly over the last 5 games. So we've got Smith in goal, a back 4 of Plummer, Fowler, Jackson and Romeo, with a midfield of Wordsworth, O'Neill and Cragen, who is reinventing himself as a central midfielder. He's played probably the last 8 or 9 games in a row now, mostly in this position. Sometimes we swap him and Benteke around, which I think we did in the last video. But this is the more usual shape, and although it says he can't really do it, his average rating over the last 5 games suggests otherwise. He's crept above a 7, which he never did at any point last year. And then we've got Benteke in behind Pike and Schiavi up front, who, now they're back together after Schiavi's injury, they're scoring goals. Don't be alarmed by the inquiry for Pike. That's me. I've made that inquiry. The lad scores goals for fun. If we can get him in permanently, we'll try and get him in permanently. But they did quote about £250,000 for him, which we obviously can't afford. And I think his contract with Huddersfield is up in the summer. It is. So we might just have to be patient and hopefully win a bidding war for him in the summer. It worked with Benteke and Jackson last summer. Fingers crossed it'll work again with Pike this summer. So let's get into the game. Pressing all the buttons. Cheltenham, where are they in the league? They're down in mid-table. It should, if everything goes to plan, be one of those games that we should just be able to win. But you know how it works. I've not had the game on for a couple of days. We were in a good run of form before I saved. I made the terrible mistake of saving in a good run of form and closing the game down, so it's probably all going to go wrong. Although, it looked like Benteke was in there on that, but I guess between him and I think it's Schiavi in there, they've caused enough problems to cause an own goal to occur, which, I don't care who scores them. Let's have a look at it in 3D, see what actually happened. So Pike drills the cross over, and if anything, it was the cross. It's such an unusual way to cross the ball into the area. Just drilled it in low, just waiting for someone to stick a foot out. It could have been one of our two players who was in there. It turned out it was one of theirs, but it's such a difficult ball to defend from when you're drilling it in like that behind the defenders, because they've got to come back and try and deal with it, and it's coming at such pace that they've just stuck a leg out and not been able to deflect it in the right direction, and it's ended up in the back of the net. I can live with that. Is there an instruction to tell them to cross like that all the time? Because it was just about a perfectly played ball into the area. For a team like us who don't have big men in there especially, it's just a more sensible way to get the ball into the box. The lads are thinking man's footballer. I want him even more now. Right, not a lot has happened since then, and it looks like we're going into half-time 1-0 up. There's a mugging afoot because we've not had a clear-cut chance. They've had one. We're 1-0 up. A good old-fashioned Lollujo mugging. We can all enjoy that. Plummer crosses into Schiavi, and I think that's our clear-cut chance. It's not a mugging anymore, boys and girls. It's 1-1 for clear-cut chances, but we're 2-0 up. And that, after all that, let's drill the ball into the box, that's a good idea. We just got a good old-fashioned cross from a fullback. Schiavi gets in at the far post. It's a lovely header. The keeper, you could argue, should have done a little bit better with it, and it might have even been going wide if he hadn't have flapped at it and turned it into his own net. We don't care. We're 2-0 up. That puts us up to second place in the league, albeit having played one game more than Plymouth and Swindon. And interestingly, we've just gone 3-0 up. A Wordsworth free kick and Fowler turns in the rebound. Plymouth have just taken their foot off the gas a little bit. They were 8 or 9 points clear at one point. The gap is shrinking. Hopefully, their purple patch that they've started the season in is going to start to die off a little bit. And if we can maintain the kind of form that we've been in, it's not out of the realms of possibility that we can catch them. I'm not saying we will catch them. I'm not even that bothered about catching them at this level. I don't care where in the top three we finish, as long as we finish in the top three. And even if we have to end up in the playoffs, as long as we get up, I don't care. We've been predicted... we were predicted third place, but the board are only looking for mid-table. So as long as we get promoted this year, we've satisfied the board and met our own sort of personal goals. We're 4-0 up now. We are scoring goals for fun. Pike is in again. We've got a couple of injuries that I think we probably need to deal with. Fowler and Benteke both need to come off. So we're going to bring on... We haven't got the other fullback. We're going to have to bring on John White to go out at left back, I think, because I don't really want to bring Wilson. He's announced his retirement now. He's a bit past it. It's an area where we should probably strengthen at centre back. But then we have got Plummer who can come across and play it. So we have got 3 centre-backs. We just play all 3 of them at the same time with one of them out at left-back. Benteke needs to come off as well. That's a simpler change because we can just bring Merkins on for him and then swap Cragen around and stick Cragen into his preferred position behind the front two. And hopefully neither of those are going to be sort of serious injuries that are going to derail the excellent form that we've been in. Last change, we will take off Aidan O'Neill. Got to start preparing for life without him, so Comley can come in. We're 4-0 up and he's coming on as a ball-winning midfielder. There's very few situations that are going to have lower pressure for a lad coming on to play that role. Although he's been on the pitch 9 seconds and we've conceded a goal, so you could argue it's his fault. If you do argue that, you're a monster. But, we weren't conceding any goals when Aidan O'Neill was there. And Ted Smith didn't even dive for that at all until it was in the back of the net. Sloppy goalkeeping. And as clinical as we've been and as much fun as the result is looking, we are only 2-2 for clear-cut chances. So we're not dominating the play. We are kind of very much purple patch, good form, strikers being clinical kind of deal. And if we play like this week in, week out, we're not going to stay this clinical forever. And it's not really good enough, the actual performance against a mid-table side. But then we are away from home. We've played a lot of games over the last few weeks, so I don't really care. We've won 4-1, and that's the important thing. The fans aren't going to care. I don't care. We're second in the league. Everyone's happy. let's go and play our other game and hopefully win that one as well. Right, transfer business. We've made an inquiry about Aidan O'Neill. I'm not holding out too much hope, but you never know, we might be able to sign him permanently. And we've also brought in a young lad on trial. This probably isn't the best screen to be looking for trials on. Where are we? Devonte Redmond, young midfield player, was a Man United youth player, 4.5-star potential. He's probably not good enough for our first team yet. He would come in as our 7th choice central midfielder, although 5th choice, I guess, as and when O'Neill and Blanchfield return to their parent clubs. But he's not as good as Merkins, Comley, Broccoli, so he's probably not the man to do it. And he didn't exactly pull any trees up at Shrewsbury, for 2 years. So probably not the man. The search continues. I don't know. I don't know why we can't just renew these contracts. It's the same with all of them. Is it a bug, or have I done something stupid? Let me know down in the comments why I can't renew these. Because I feel like I should be able to. This is the team that we're playing against, Stevenage. Fowler and Benteke are both injured, not long term. Fowler has bruised his ribs and is going to miss today, but should be back for the next game. Benteke's out for a little longer, but again should be fit-ish for the next match. Taylor Crossdale has also picked up a knock. Rob Tomelty obviously is suspended because he always is. Only got 1 match left to serve, so we have only got 18 players. We have a squad, and that is it. Everyone else is either a trialist, injured, or suspended. Paper thin. That's what's going on here at Southend at the moment. So Tyrell Robinson comes in to play at left back. It is the only place long term he's going to get a spot in our team, so we need to start giving him some game time there. He's not really. I don't know. I can't decide if he's a long-term answer for us or not. He's going to be not right back. He's going to be a leading League 2 left winger in the future. Well, we don't play with wingers. He's got potential. I feel like we should be playing him. So perhaps we do need to give him a bit more time playing at left back. Plummer moves across to centre back in place of Fowler to play alongside Jackson. Merkins comes into the midfield in place of Benteke to push Cragen further forward. And other than that, the only other change is Obi comes in for Pike. Just rotation more than anything. It's probably going to be Obi's last game for the club, and I need to make my mind up whether or not I want to try and get him back if we can. I can't just renew his contract because apparently that's not a thing that you can do, but I've kind of told myself if he scores today or has a good game, we'll try and keep him, or bring him back, or however we have to do it. If he has another poor game today, we're done with him. Schiavi's put us 1-0 up after 2 minutes. Stevenage aren't the worst team in the world. They're hovering in and around the back end of the playoff spots, so this isn't going to be a waltz towards a 4 or 5-0, presumably, but we've started very pleasantly with another good finish from Schiavi. We would be up there really properly challenging Plymouth if he'd have stayed fit all season, because he is full of goals. Having him and Pike together all season long would be a proper treat. Obi finds Merkins, and that was a nice little through ball from Obi. That makes me want to keep him. There's still less than 4 minutes on the clock, and we're pushing for a second goal here. And we've already had 2 clear-cut chances. Robinson finds Craig and Merkins down to Obi, who dilly-dallied on the ball. You don't get a lot of dilly-dally on YouTube. Well, that was dilly-dallying. And, what are you going to do, eh? And it's 1-1 because we've just let them have a shot. I mean, they've not had a shot until then. It's a set piece. It's a weird set piece, but it left that player in acres of space, and it was just such an easy goal. Why are all our players hovering over the other side of the pitch, leaving him to do that? It's a well-worked free kick from Stevenage, but we should never have allowed that situation to occur. Obi's done well there, beat a couple of players, gets a shot away, but it's not very threatening. And Romeo's trying to work the ball back into the area, finds Wordsworth, Craig and Obi. That's some good football. And Schiavi hits the post from miles out. And that was the best move of the match. That deserved a goal. It was well worked all the way through. Forget your set-piece nonsense that Stevenage are going to hit us with. We just played beautiful, short passing football from open play, and it deserved a goal. But in actual fact, we've gone in 1-1 at half-time. Raquel, however you say it, Pike, is sat there on the bench, itching to get on. He knows he's coming on probably in the next 10 minutes or so if we don't score 2 goals. He's definitely coming on now because we've just gone 2-1 down in it. I mean, it's a game. We're being mugged now. There was a half mugging in the last match where it was 2-2 for chances and we won 4, and that's terrible defending from Romeo. And again, Ted Smith doesn't move. Oh, that man frustrates me. But yeah, Obi, I mean, we're not even going to wait until the normal 70-minute mark. Obi's career at Southend is over. Taylor Crossdale's going to be fit again soon. Sam Byrne's already fit. Neither of them have had any chances this season, really. And they got, 35 goals between them last year? They deserve an opportunity. Obi's finished. Pike is on. And we need to claw ourselves back into this game, because otherwise this is going to be a first defeat in 7 games. And why does it always happen when you lot are here? I mean, it always happens when I make stupid decisions like dropping our best striker to have another look at someone I've given so many chances. It's just because I like his name. He's got a great name. I want him to be good. People tell me in the comments that he scores hatfuls of goals in other saves. For whatever reason, he's just not doing it for me, and we should be 3-1 down, because that was another nice move from Stevenage. Their tails are up now. They're coming for us. They smell blood, and that was a lot of cliches in a 5-second period. That, if you haven't already done so, deserves a like. It's not often you get 3 different cliches crammed into 5 seconds, and I think that's worthy of a like. Jackson clears the ball away, but we're under the cosh a little bit here. There's another one. Ding, cliche bingo. Ooh, cliche bingo cards. That's a thing that we could do. Right, O'Neill, you can come off. Give Comley another chance in there. I don't know what to do to change the game. Benteke is obviously being sorely missed. Sam Byrne is our only attacking option on the bench. Now Schiavi's injured, so Sam Byrne is going to come on now. But I don't know. I just don't have a huge amount of confidence in him, despite him being good for us last year. I don't know if he's good enough for New Southend. And I just feel like we're heading for defeat here. Although Wordsworth again just pops up when we need him. And I mean, they must be 2 of the most predictable things this team does. A Wordsworth free kick causes all manner of problems, although their keeper should have held on to that. And obviously it's Pike who's there to sniff out the rebound, tuck it into the back of the net. It's 2-2. We've got 10 minutes left to turn this around into a win that we don't really deserve. It's been a very even game after quite a dominant start from us, but we're now in the ascendancy, and Sam Byrne, he's proven a point. It's his first goal of the season. He's been on the pitch 6 minutes, and I don't know, is my microphone pumping out on the loudspeaker today? Could he hear what I was saying about him? I'm sorry, Sam, that I didn't have confidence in you. I have confidence now. Go and grab another one. Let's properly mug them. Even though the stats say it wouldn't be a mugging, it would be another even one. But this one feels like a mugging because we just haven't deserved to be in the lead at any point in this game beyond sort of the 4th minute where we started really, really well. Burns in again, though, using his pace and finds Craigan, and it's 4-2. And this shouldn't be happening. We've turned into a team that can win when we play bad. I hear, while we're on the subject of cliche bingo, I hear that's how you win leagues. Just saying, if Plymouth are watching, be afraid. Wow, I was all ready to moan, and that's all turned out swimmingly in the end. It serves him right for that horrible away kit. Goodness me, what a horrible shirt. Well, there you are. We finished the episode where we started it. 3rd place in the league, despite 2 good wins in the end. 7 points away from Plymouth. More importantly, there's a bit of a gap forming behind us now. We're 5 points clear of Morecambe. And if we can be part of a 3-team breakaway pack, I honestly don't care what order the 3 of us finish in, as long as we end up getting promoted. Look at that, top of the injury table as well, and still in the promotion spots. That's how we roll. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And thank you very much for watching.